Hi everyone, thank you for coming today. My name is Chris, I'm the coordinator of the GAP team, and today we're going to have a talk from Ben, John and Abby from Open Hairdressing. This is going to be a lot around different pathways you could do, career opportunities, and just getting general ideas of what you can expect working in the industry. So please give them your full attention, and if you do have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. So I'll hand over to you guys.
Great, thanks a lot. Thanks for having us, guys. Morning everyone, afternoon. Nearly afternoon. My name's John, I'm the Director of Open Hairdressing, alongside Ben, who's also the Director of Open Hairdressing, and Abby Grimsdale, who's our Area Manager. Have you heard of our company before? Open, okay. The nearest salon to you guys would be our Harpenden salon. Any of you guys familiar with Harpenden at all? No? Okay. It's not far, it's a town pretty nearby. We've got a salon in Harpenden, Hempstead and Hemel, Hempstead. And we've got this new opportunity. We're working alongside the college to develop a further education of how we can all progress for you guys and the future of hairdressers that are coming through the colleges. We're working alongside with the Watford College as well, and it's a really exciting time for you guys. You've got a new college being built, which is amazing. You've got some amazing tutors who we've had a brief chat with this morning. How many of you guys are working in a salon at all at the moment? So it's just, is it 3 days, 2 days? How many days are you at college?
2 days.
2 days, okay. And this is to progress to your MVQ2, isn't it? And are you 16, 17?
16.
All 16. So you're quite new. How long have you been doing the hairdressing?
Since September.
Okay. Are you learning much?
Yeah.
Amazing, okay. I think this is great already. We're getting a lot of acknowledgement from you guys already. Okay, cool. What is it that got you guys? I'm going to talk about our journey in a moment, because that's something that one of your tutors has specifically asked for. But what is the reason you guys got into hairdressing? Was it because what was it, sir? Wow, okay. So you had some inspiration from family. Okay, anyone else with that, similar? No? What have we got here? What? The same? Wow. At local salons? Wow, amazing. Oh, brilliant. And for yourself? Okay, cool, okay. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so who else got into hairdressing maybe because it was a creative industry? Put your hands up if it was for that. One over here, 2, 3. Okay. For money, anyone got into the industry to make money? No? It's interesting that we all laugh at that, because I was the same. I never got into hairdressing to make money. It's kind of known not for that industry, is it? It's kind of, who got into it because they love working with people? Yeah, and yourself. Other reasons for people that haven't put their hands up. What would be the reason you got into hairdressing? Give us an idea. Morning, guys. A passion, okay. Yeah, nice, okay. Hi guys, how you doing? Are you the tutors? Students. Students, wow, okay. Amazing. NVQ2?
Oh, well
wow, okay. Go all right? Yeah. Good, okay. What was the reason you guys got into hairdressing, if you don't mind me asking?
I love hair.
Okay.
I'm
yeah.
interested in hair, have daughters as well, so...
Wow, okay. And for yourself?
I like a bit of creative.
Wow, okay. So that's answered that question. It's quite interesting. Not a lot of people get into it for money, though, do they? It's
it's good money.
You can, but I think maybe I was younger. It's nice to hear that some people do, but a lot of the time I find people say it's creative, they love working with people. Our industry actually, quite a lot of times, has won the Industry of the Year where people are happiest in their jobs, and that is a fact. So, I mean, I personally, and I know Ben, by the way, for you guys that have just come in, I'm John, this is Ben, this is Abby. We own a company called Open Hairdressing, if you haven't heard of us. We've progressed from, in the last 6.5 years, from 3 of us to 47, I think. So we're growing quite quickly with a real, a passionate approach of hairdressing. But what's nice talking to you guys is, well, all of you, we started a similar thing when we were 16. and I'm 30, Ben's 33. And Abby's not a hairdresser. She, hi guys, afternoon. All right, thanks for coming in. Abby, as the company has grown so much, we've had to get Abby involved to help us manage, because we're quite creative people, you know, and we're not very good at the admin and that side of it. So as we're growing, you know, Abby's been a huge help. I'll talk to you guys a little bit about my journey and our journey in Open. Because I think we can relate so much stuff with what the tutors are teaching you guys. Hello there. in our industry, and I know a lot of you guys might have to take your maths and English again, and that's a bit of a drag, isn't it? Massively, because I remember when I was doing it, I didn't have to do what you have to do, but I really think it is so helpful, because as hairdressing is moving on, you know, a lot of people want to be independent hairdressers, self-employed hairdressers. A lot of salons are now running self-employed salons, or if you want to be a mobile hairdresser, it's so important that in terms of you guys building your own business, you need to understand communication. Your English is imperative in how you make people feel, and if you're in a salon, how you answer the phone, how you communicate with a client when they come through the door, and your maths. You know, there's no end of things that you use it for. If you're mixing up colour, if you're running your own business, you're going to have to run your accounts. You're going to want to not just take your accountant's word. You're going to want to know, okay, why am I paying this much tax? Okay, what does it cost me to actually run my business? If you are self-employed and you're doing mobile hair, buying products compared to what you're charging for that set of highlights. So it's really important, and I think it's really essential what the colleges are so, why they're so thorough with it. For you guys, I think, especially while you're younger, and you probably had the mentality that we had, of going, oh, I can't be arsed with this, I'm a creative person, I'm a social person. It's really, really important that you understand it, because it has held me back, and it really has. So try and work with that as much as possible. But I'll talk about my journey, and Ben can talk about his journey in hairdressing. I started hairdressing at 16. We're quite different, actually. We've got two different stories, which is quite nice. But I was 16, I left school, and I used to get the bus to London. I was working in a salon in Mayfair, and it was very tough at first. I remember going into this really professional salon. It was £220 for a full head of highlights. A half head was about 170, and I was like, whoa, this is a bit out of my league. I'm a Hemel boy, and I didn't have the best, I didn't speak the best. And I remember my first manager saying to me, you do not talk to the clients. And I remember thinking, what? I'm a hairdresser, I've got to talk to clients. No, not with that voice. I was, all right, darling, how are you? That was me at 16. And I remember going home to my parents going, Robin's told me I can't talk to the clients. And, some of these clients that are coming in, they were amazing people, very good to do people, lawyers, from, all sorts of Mayfair clients. And I thought, well, this is a bit much. And then a few people started, contradicting what I was doing. I thought, oh, they're being nasty to me. They're ganging up on me. And I remember going home, and the assistant manager had shouted right in my face for taking our highlights off too early. And I remember thinking, this is horrible. What is going on? I was a bit of a boy when I was in school. I was in year 11. I thought I was cool. Suddenly, I'm starting off again, and I'm thinking, I am not enjoying this. I'm getting up at 6 in the morning. I was getting the bus to Mayfair. I was coming home at 8 at night. My friends were phoning me, come down the park, we're all down here. No, I've got to be up at this time in the morning, I can't. It was really difficult. And when you guys leave school and you're confident being in year 11 and then you're going into this is you out your comfort zone. And that is what learning is about. And it's really important that you guys understand that when you are learning something new, you have to be out your comfort zone. Because if you can't take constructive criticism from your teachers or whoever's working with you, you're never going to progress. It is impossible. I mean, we've got 16 apprentices in our company at the moment, and the minute they join us, they come to the front, a client comes in, hello, how can I help? They'll get pulled aside and we'll say, don't you ever greet someone like that again. They're paying £100, £200 for their hair. It's hello, good afternoon, good morning, how can I help? I'm seeing so-and-so for my hair. Say, fantastic, come with me, take a seat. I'm going to spin the chair around for you. What can I get you to drink? Here's some magazines for you. Because hairdressing is 50% cutting and colouring, technical, and it's 50% how you are with people. And I've seen really successful hairdressers that are not the best cutters and colourists that I've ever seen, but they're the busiest. And I've like that, I've seen the best technical hairdressers you will ever see in huge companies in London that cannot maintain a clientele. So what does that tell you? Our industry hugely revolves around how we are with people. And if your communication skills, you guys aren't, for you guys that are a bit older, you're naturally a bit more confident. For the guys that are 16, you left school and you're meeting new people at college and you're out of your comfort zone. But you have chosen industry that communication is so important. So, you must enjoy that. And the good thing about you guys is you might not all decide to be hairdressers. Anyway, let me talk a little bit about my journey. So I started at 16, I was getting a bus to a company called Mahogany. I qualified at 19, I wasn't a natural, I was terrible at hair at first, really struggled. I was good with gents' hair, because I've been cutting men's hair since I was 14, but I wasn't very good with ladies' hair, and I think guys always struggle a little bit more, because we're not used to playing with longer hair. Naturally when my teacher was teaching me how to section hair and clip it, I struggled with that because it was just long hair and I was used to cutting short hair. But I was passionate and I quickly, I progressed, not as quick as some of the other guys, but I was passionate that I wanted it, and I've always loved people. So by 19 I qualified, then I left and went to Vidal Sassoon, and I was a qualified hairdresser charging at 19, I think £62 a cut in Mayfair. And then I had to go back into retraining at Vidal Sassoon, where some of you guys, the teachers, might have heard of Sassoon. It's it's classically an amazing company that pretty much invented hair cutting, I would say, to what we can relate is today. Would you say?
They've got that on campus, and that's one requirement that
What?
we expect them to look at, and is to know if you go soon.
Wow, okay.
Next week, so it's actually on there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, it's...
Haircuts there.
Pardon?
I've had haircuts there.
Oh, you have? And how was it?
It was good. It was good.
I mean, they are what they are. They are very precision cutting and colouring. I think as the industry's moved on, it has changed a bit, but in terms of foundation of how to learn how to cut and colour, they are second to none. And by 19, I went to retrain there, and I did 4 months vardering, and I got a distinction in my training, and then I became the youngest teacher at the Vidal Sassoon Academy that they had. So that was great, and that was my journey, and I worked with them for a few years. I travelled, and then I opened Open Hairdressing with Ben when I was 23, and we've grown from there. And Ben, your story's a bit different, isn't it? It's
Yeah, thank you, John. Mine, I left school, went to college, I studied, I went straight to art and design, then I went into studying fashion. I kind of thought, really wanted to go down the fashion path. And then I left college, went to university, I got into London College of Fashion. I was there for about a year and I was just like, this isn't for me. I was like, I wanted something different. And John had already started his apprenticeship in hairdressing. And I decided to go travelling. I just took a one-way ticket to Thailand. And before I went, John bought me a couple of combs and said, I think you should be a hairdresser. And my mum's always said that to me as well, and John's been my best mate since we were kids. And I went away and I had it in the back of my head, I was like, do I want to be a hairdresser? I think I do. And I went into a salon in Sydney, in Australia, when I was over there. And I just went in there and I was living out of a van at the time. I was, pretty poor. And I went in there and I said, look, I really want to work in. The guy was like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't want to be paid. I just want to get my foot in the door and see, do I like hairdressing? And he was like, oh, okay, I'll give you a call. Next day, he didn't call me, so I called him up. Hey, I didn't get a call from you. Oh yeah, I'll call you back later. Didn't call me. I called him up every single day until he went, look, just come in and just come and have a chat with me. And he's like, all right, let's get you on a trial day. And I worked there for about 2 weeks, like free of charge. I didn't want any payment. And he was like, what do you want out of this? I said, when I get back to London, I want my foot in the door, because I was 22 at this point. So I was worried that, I'd lost my big opportunity of being 16 and fresh. And I've got to say, if a lot of people came to our salon at the age of 22, 23, I would be thinking, have they picked up bad habits over the year? Are they like you guys, all fresh sponges? You're taking it all in, you're young. And so from that, I had a reference from this amazing salon in Australia. Went into London when I got back. It was literally, I was being a bit lazy in my head. I was going, okay, I'll give it a month or two, see my mates, go out, get drunk, have a good time first. And then John's dad was like, no, you're going out there and you're finding a job. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went over to Harpenden, and I was just going into salon. So I was so scared about trying to get a job, and I wanted to work in London. But I thought I'd break the ice and go into just different salons in Harpenden and just be like, I'm looking for a job. And then it got me that confidence ready to go into London. And through that guy, through a connection that he gave me in London, went to a salon. The guy brought me outside and said, this is a good salon, but you want to go to this salon because I feel like you are wanting to learn from the best. So I went to this other salon in Covent Garden, a salon called Enna. Started there, so I was 23 at this point. But the thing is, for me, I think when I was 16, I did struggle to listen, to learn, and all I wanted to do was mess about and show off and be stupid at college. And which, I had a good time. But when I was 23, I was like, this is it, I need to really knuckle down because this is my only chance. And every night I was out on Oxford Street finding guys and girls to cut their hair after work or on my training days, really pushing hard. And always with John, he was doing the same thing, looking for people to practice on. Because you were still at Mahogany at that point,
I think I'd just gone to Salon, I was retraining.
Yeah,
We both needed models, so we were both model hunting. Just approaching people, would you like a free haircut? No, thank you. All right, next person.
Well, we'd learn from each other. It was little tips that John could give me and I'd give him. And there were so many times when we'd stand there, it'd be freezing cold in the middle of winter, and outside Oxford Street going up to pretty girls and they're going, oh no, go away. And instead of having this feeling of, oh God, and defeated by one or two, we'd be relentless, pushing each other and running after him. If someone said no, we'd be like, no, we're not taking. When when you're in Oxford Street, I don't know if it happens anymore, where people go up to you and they try and sign you up to something. And you're
that was us.
They don't stop until next minute you're signing your way to cancer research or some charity and you're donating £2 a month. We were them people that were just you will have a haircut from us. And
it was free, it's a good opportunity, wasn't it?
It was, and people couldn't get that into their head. They thought it was a scam or something, but then would work out all these different ways of it. And like John, I found it really hard I found learning hard all my whole life. And but putting that time in, putting that dedication, it got me through I think it took me 4 years. I came out with a distinction as well. I got the first ever distinction that the company gave. And then a couple of years later, that was it.
We started Open,
Open Hairdressing.
Ben had only been qualified 1 year when we opened the first salon.
Yeah, it was scary.
And that was it. So, I mean, please forgive me I don't want to offend you, Ben, but I think when Ben first joined Open, because of his way with people, it got him busy really quick. But I think you made a lot of mistakes cutting hair at first.
I was not anywhere on the level of John was with cutting. I didn't even want to cut men's hair. I was like, I don't want to do it, John. And John's like, you're doing men's. So I was like, I don't want it. He's like, you're going to watch me, you're going to learn. And where our background was, we weren't allowed to use clippers, we weren't allowed to use round brushes. It was so regimented, and that's why we come up with the name Open, because we wanted to be open to suggestions, ideas, and be open in the industry of hairdressing.
Because Sassoon was you've got Sassoon and Tony and Guy, the huge powerhouses in hair, still to this day, I think. And all these other hairdressers have come out of them two powerhouses. You've got, and John Frieda to add in there, because you've got the glamorous side of it, which John Frieda brought in, which is very much glamorous hair. You've got Sassoon, which is really rigid, strong, very strong fundamental cutting hair and colouring hair. And you've got Tony and Guy, which I think is quite commercial. They do that really, really well. They can do all types of hair, but it's very, very commercial hair. And I think if you look at those, for you younger guys as well, look at them 3 names, Fidel Sassoon, Tony and Guy, and John Frieda. You will then, if you look into lots of other big companies, a lot of them will say in their bios or their background, my original foundation is usually somewhere along one of those 3. And Nicky Clark was under John Frieda. A lot of it comes out of that. But they set the categories of hair. And when me and Ben worked for such rigid companies, I was at Sassoon, his company were ex-directors of Sassoon, we didn't want to be that rigid. We loved what Tony and Guy were doing, we loved the John Frieda, we loved the different styles of hair, so we chose Open as our name, you know, to appeal to men, women, everyone, all types of different hair. And sorry, to add on that, obviously Errol Douglas is a huge Afro hair specialist. I mean, he's brought that industry along massively. And I think what's happening with the MVQ at the minute in terms of pushing us to all learn Afro hair a lot more is essential, because there is limited to what salons can offer that. And, you know, it is essentially, it's curly hair. So it's just hair. So, and this is my argument with learning just barbering. I think, well, we're in such a gender neutral, world at the moment. Why would you not, if you have this opportunity to learn hair, learn everything, learn men, learn women, learn colour, learn every type of texture in hair? It's so important, especially for if you're young like you guys. You know, I'm not saying that you're not young over here, but I mean at 16, you know, you've got less responsibility generally. Excuse me, guys. I mean, I'm limited in myself, and I need to learn a lot more. What we're doing with the college is we're working with the college to offer work placements to work alongside your MVQs. So that's something that the tutors are going to talk to you guys about, and if anyone would like that possible opportunity of having the experience in a salon 2 days a week or 3 or whatever works alongside, as long as it's working alongside with the college, we would love to have a chat with you, some of you guys, because I think salon experience is so important. Because you guys have got a really great opportunity. You can get your MVQ2 within a year. You're hands-on for them days. What's really important is learning how a salon runs. You know, getting confident at answering the phone, getting confident at, you know, turning that chair for that client, making that person feel super special. Because that is what will make you a successful hairdresser. My old manager was the best, and he wasn't the best cutter, but he was him with names. He could cut someone's hair once. They would walk in the door 6 months later and they'd go, "Oh, hello, Mrs. So-and-so, take a seat. How's your son? What black coffee?" He would remember their drink. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. The man was fully booked for months, and it was 120 quid a haircut. He was exceptional. So, and it was the way he made people feel. And I think a lot of why we choose this industry, I love people. I love making people feel great. There's no industry that you can do that quite like us. And for me, during lockdown, I remember my girlfriend said to me, "Oh, you all right? What have you been up to today?" Nothing. I had nothing to talk about. And usually all of my ideas are, "How's your day?" "Yeah, so my client here was telling me about here to go on holiday," or, "Oh, have you heard this new music?" We're talking to people all the time. We're learning all the time. I mean, what industry? Yeah. It's amazing. We stand there, I cut someone's hair for an hour, they tell me where they've been on holiday, and I'm like, "Hey, send that link over to me." "Oh, well, that sounds amazing." And I'd like to think I'm an interesting social person, but that's only through who I surround myself with and the team on a day-to-day basis.
I don't think there's any more freedom than a hairdresser as a job. We listen to whatever music we want, we dress how we want.
It's the best.
You know, we talk about what we want, and it's easy. It's a lovely day, really, and it's exciting. It's something new every hour, and that was the main thing that got me into it. I was like, when I was in fashion, I was like I thought it was what I was looking for, and then I realised from going out with a hairdressing lot and being in that salon that every hour was a complete different hour. It was exciting, and you don't know what to expect, and you know, like an office job, which I'm sure none of us in this room ever want. It's, you know, sitting there behind a desk. It's not for us. We're not them sort of people.
I mean, sometimes I'll be cutting hair and I'll say to Ben, I've got this bob in right now. She's got quite curly hair. Ben's the best with curly hair in our company, I think, especially, you know, different textured shape. Amazing. How he gets the definition on the curls, I can't do. And I watch him do it, I still can't do it. And I'll say, you know, I'll get my lady shampooed, I know what I'm going to do. We're going to work this length here, we're going to keep it triangular, it's going to slim you down here, got this soft rounded fringe, and and they're sitting there going, wow, this person's really looking at me and my hair, this is amazing. And I'll go downstairs, I'll go, what the bloody hell am I going to do here, Ben? Jesus Christ, you've got these good. And I am asking him how to get them, and that team effort that you can have in a salon, it's amazing. You know, there's no industry like it, and to have, it's like work is like a getaway for me. I love it. And as we develop with Abby and Charlie now in the office, and we're really learning now because we're not cutting hair as much. We're about to open our first academy, excuse me, in Maylands in Hemel, Hempstead, and I'm going back into education and I'm going to be teaching again. And we've got 6 educators in our company that I used to work with in London that are all doing 4 days a week cutting hair, but they all want to teach, and we want to grow our knowledge in Hertfordshire and try and grow that outside of London, what we've built. So, you know, we are going to be offering courses at our school. So check us out if you guys get a minute on Instagram, because the launch is in January. But having them guys alongside me when I cut hair with Ollie, I was teaching with Ollie, one of our teachers, on Monday, and I just admire the way that he uses a paddle brush for blow drying. I still can't do it. And then he'll come to me and go, how do you get that delicate outline on short hair like that? You're learning from each other. You've got to be passionate about it. It's something that a client will really pick up on. I mean, you guys all go to a salon. Have you ever been to a salon that you haven't enjoyed? Has anyone had a bad experience? We've got one here. Tell us about that experience.
All of my experiences in salons are bad.
Okay.
Because I have curly hair.
Oh, well, hang on a minute. So tell us about because this is good, because not everyone's experience is good in a salon. But this is great to hear.
They just never know how to do my hair. One of them cut my hair and
Yep.
told me that I had to straighten it all the time, which is not what I do.
Wow,
for my
okay.
hair.
That's really interesting. So going the complete opposite to what the hair naturally wants to do. Yeah, interesting. Okay, but that will be lack of knowledge from that individual, and it's actually not their fault. Well, it is their fault, but they're out their comfort zone at the minute, and you could argue that, hang on a minute, they haven't gone out of their way to learn. The same as if someone came to me for hair up, that I specifically tell the receptionist, you can't book me in hair up. I don't do it. I can't. And it's ignorant for me to not get out there and learn it. But I'm learning other things now, running the business. But at this time, while you're focused on hair, you can't focus on one thing. It's really old-fashioned. There is no reason why you cannot learn everything and please. The old saying, you can't please everyone, is ridiculous. Yes, you can. You definitely can. And I know people that do in our company. You know, so it's madness to think that people will, and it's just it's an ignorant dismissal of, oh, you can't please everyone because their lack of input for their own education. So, you know, and that's fine if they have got they're not looking for new clients or anything. But when you're looking to grow your business, you guys have got to be open. Pardon the pun. It's really important. Is there any questions you got for us guys while we're here? Who want to talk to us about what you guys struggle with in the industry, or something you'd like to know, or anything?
That's the first one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when someone applies for a role with Open,
Mm-hmm.
what are the main things that you look for that kind of makes someone stand out on their application?
Nice question. Yeah, I mean, we go through the CVs a lot together in the office. I certainly don't look at exam results. No way. Not. I understand that if we take an apprentice on, or a hairdresser, I'm gonna want someone. A CV, if I'm really honest, and Ben will agree with this because he says it to me, is a brief look through, and the main thing is the chat. But what we do want to see on a CV is someone really pointing out that they're very open-minded to learn and they're open to constructive criticism. Because you cannot teach anyone that is not willing to learn. It's impossible. If Ben says to me, John, that was a rubbish blow dry, as I always say, if I'm going to get offended by that, I'm the one in the wrong. Because he cares about the level of work that leaves our company. So, John, the waves are a bit fluffy on that. You needed to put some shine spray, a bit more, or a bit of oil on the ends. 2 more pumps of oil would have done that. Or you can't say that. I've lost. You know, this is someone trying to help you, and your tutors are the same. From their experience, they're giving you, you know, from what they know, and the rest is down to you guys. But I would really put on that CV that I'm very open to criticism. I'm willing to learn. It has to be that.
I think as well, saying that you are looking to be a hairdresser, because a lot of CVs come through, it doesn't mention anything that someone's got a passion in hairdressing or what they want to be.
Any experience, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just saying, what the industry you're going for. So if you are going for beauty, say I'm really passionate about beauty. Put that on that CV. Don't just put. We're not expecting 16-year-olds to have a load of work experience. You've probably got none. You've probably never had a job in your life. Yeah. And so we're not looking at that. We're looking at, you know, what the cover note is on that CV more than what's actually what you've done in the past.
And I think references to what you like in the industry.
Yeah, that's good.
I've been looking at Taylor's work in London. I love their collections. I love Radio Hair Salon, a really cool salon in East London. I love what they stand for, and I love what their collections stand for. I think if you're going to apply, know what type of category you like. I was always into that Sassoon way of cutting.
I think also if you're applying to a specific, you know, do some research on that business. You know where they are. Like, you know, we've got 3 salons. Know where they are. Know a little bit about the place that they're into, and just sort of find, do your background, do your homework before you apply.
Yeah.
That really stands out.
I think your social media as well. I always like look into a little bit about the person. If I like the CV before they come along to the interview, we do like same as anything. If you're going to meet someone or a date or something, guys, I'm sure you'll look into that person and try and know a bit about them. And if we see someone like, you know, on their profile that they don't care or something like that.
Drunk at the weekend show.
Yeah, and it's like you try and be aware of your social media as well, and professional approach that is given out, or even have a hair page of a few bits and bobs you've done, so you can say, I am passionate about this.
Even if it's not yours, just pictures you like.
Something to show more interest.
Anything else on there? What else is there? Is there anything the tutors want us to talk about?
It's posting the guys because they're actually full-time on a BRQ programme, which is slightly not at the MDQ because they're not working in the
Okay, cool.
So if they wanted to progress onto an apprenticeship, can do
We certainly can.
And what would you expect them? Would you expect them to do a trades test?
Not necessarily. I mean, do you mean are they applying to actually become hairdressers or apprentices? Okay. I mean, it would, for safeguarding, it would go through the college, and they would talk to you guys. You know, if they think it's right for you, and then they would call us in, and we could all interview together. But what to expect from what we would expect from you? I mean, I'm not the person that chooses whether that person stays or not. You know, out of the other 46 members in the salon, I don't work in the salon every day, neither does Ben, neither does Jack. We're either teaching, or we're in the office, or we're in the salon all together. But the team members, let's say for instance Charlotte, you know, if you guys are washing brushes, and Charlotte goes to do her highlights, and there's a bit of brown tint in that brush, and she's doing a balayage or a set of highlights, and she's just about to start, and there's a big brown line going through, she's not gonna be happy, and she's gonna say, who's responsible for this? It's gonna make her run late. She is self-employed. Probably maybe repeating myself a little bit, but you have to go in right. I am out of my comfort zone. I really need to keep my eyebrows up now and be willing to learn, because the thing I love about hairdressing is we are actors. We're 100% actors. We've all got problems in our lives. My clients don't know about them. No way. But you think when I've had a terrible argument with my girlfriend, or the cat's just died or something, and I go in and I'm down. The minute I open that door, I am an actor, because I'm charging 70 quid a haircut, and they're not coming to me for my problems. We're therapy. They are coming to us to give us. That's part of what we do. So if you've got the world on your shoulders, the minute you come into work, well, you're in the wrong industry. You can't. Very true. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, you're dead right. It's very true.
Especially with hairdressing, because like you say, clients come for the experience.
Yeah.
They're paying for that.
Yeah, and a client will never tell you if they're not happy. Generally, they don't. Sometimes they will, but generally, yeah, I'm fine. And then, they don't come back, and and then you're like, I thought you were happy. No, I now, when I first qualified, and I wasn't as confident, I used to sugarcoat it because I felt nervous to get them out the door, so I could feel they wouldn't like it. When someone's going like this, and, what's this? And you're like, I could feel it. I was like, hey, that's fine, we'll get them out the door quick. I'm in London, someone else will come through the door. No way out here. The minute I feel someone going, I'm going, you're not happy, talk to me. And they go, yeah, what's this bit sticking out here? Okay, let me just work on that. We're going to do this together. I get them involved as much as I can. I've been cutting hair for years. And, I want them, while they're in that chair, to tell me quickly what they're not liking. Because that way, if someone's comfortable around me, they're coming back. And every time I do a new client, first thing I say to them at the end is I say, I've really loved cutting your hair today. It's very important that I see how this haircut grows out. So if there's anything you don't like in the next 6 to 12 weeks, please write it down and bring it back to me when you next come in. They've already rebooked.
Yeah.
They're already coming in because they will find fault with that first haircut because it's impossible. I never get someone's hair right first time. It's very hard. Different hairlines, different way. You don't know how they work with their hair. So I make it quite clear. Please write down. I've already won them. By the second haircut, right, John, that crown went a bit short. It was sticking up here, and this bit was. No problem. I'm going to leave the crown a bit heavier today. Fringe is a bit jumpy. Let's leave this side a little bit longer. I won't layer it as much to let it sit flatter. No problem. Oh, this one's better. Still, let me know if there's anything like I reckon by next time I'll get it perfect. By the third time, you've got them. Ollie was the best in the company so far. He was a guy I worked with at Vidal Sassoon. He worked his way up to assistant art director. You guys, if he was here now, I wouldn't be talking. He is louder than life. He is one of the teachers. He's a director now. He's just invested in the company, and he now is part of. He owns the academy with us, and he's just an amazing teacher. And when he cuts hair, he is just exceptional. And his communication with that person is like, he'll phone them. How's your hair? How are you getting on with it? And they'll go, I don't quite like it. Right, get in now, I want to have a look at it. He's amazing. And he built a clientele in 3 months from nothing. He stood at the door. Me and Ben used to do this as well when we first opened the shop. And he would be pretending to look out the window like this, and he'd see in the mirror there's a client coming this way. And he'd open the door and he'd go, oh, hello there. How you doing? I've just moved to the area. Would you like a free blow dry? And they'll go, what, a free blow dry? And he'll go, yeah, free blow dry. And they'll go, what now? He'll go, it'll take me 15 minutes, come in. And he'd have them in the door. And he would blow dry their hair. And he would say, I want to cut your hair. If I put some shape through the front of this, your hair will have loads more movement. It will work. They're going, and he'll go, there's a 50% off voucher. I want to cut your hair. Yeah, okay. 3 months he was fully booked. It was unbelievable. And me and Ben, when we opened the first shop, we didn't even have a name. It was 2 of us in open, and he used to pretend to be on the computer, and he'd be like, right, clients walking down, and
John would be pretending on the phone. It was like we looked busy, but we weren't.
it was brilliant. And we'd go there. Would you like a free blow dry? I'd love to dry your hair. It's complimentary. We'd just opened a new salon. It was so exciting, and that's where your communication comes in. That's when we were training in London. We needed 20 models a week for our training by the end of it. And that's where that helps. You have to be able to go up to people and accept rejection. It's hard, it hurts, you're going to get successful from it. Would you like... No, thank you, I'm in a rush. Oh, rude lady, no problem. You don't say that out loud, not a problem, have a wonderful day. Because when she sees the shop busy in 4 months' time, and she goes, I was a bit rude to that bloke, they're doing well, I want to try them out now. You know, it works hand in hand. You've got to be always acting, you've got to be always positive, and enjoy it. It's such a brilliant industry. And when you are qualified, you can travel with it. You can open your own, the opportunities, you can open your own business.
What does everyone want in this room? Does everyone want to work in a salon, or do you want to own your own salons?
Own your own salon.
Own your own salon,
Yeah.
that's the goal.
That's it.
Fantastic.
I think I've got quite a few that would like to work in the salon.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to have a chat with you guys. Be
Have
great.
you guys, anyone actually gone into a salon and tried to get a job? Are you a bit scared to? Yeah, of course.
That's what it is, I think, is them working on their communication
Yeah.
skills.
You'll learn it in the shop.
It's so scary trying to get a job.
It's the confidence.
Which is why we're lucky to
Yeah.
have the gap that can support them.
100%.
With that and interview skills and try and embed that
Oh, yeah.
as we go through the year.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. I think a lot of them might kind of make you feel a little bit intimidated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need that confidence to be able
It
to
is.
come in.
You've come straight from school, and you would feel like that. It's only normal. Oh, what you guys have all been through.
I think your first little thing that always gets me is when I do sign someone up for an interview and they say, yeah, I'm going to be there, and they don't show up or they're late.
No, sir.
That is, it's just a no-go from there. I know it's just going to be pain from there for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little bit of advice. If you do get interviews anywhere, guys, be early, be presentable, and make sure you are there on that day. No matter what excuse someone gives me, I don't care, because I've heard every excuse under the sun. I've heard the amount of people's nans die on the day that they're what do you call it is, you think? But like, it's literally, it happens so many times. I hear the same thing. I'm like, really, another one? It's just, excuses, and we get scared. We all wake up and all that anxiety kicks in. You're like, oh my God, or you've had a couple of spots appear on your face. Like, oh God, I can't go to an interview today.
It's
Don't worry,
scary. It would be unnormal if you didn't feel nervous or anxious about it. When I do a new client now, I am nervous and I'm anxious. I've trained myself to enjoy that feeling, to be out your comfort zone and enjoy it, because
But
when
you
you
never know with you, because you've always got that game face.
It's because it's progression. Every time I feel like that, I think I'm learning it, because I'm out. I can feel it. Your gut's going, oh my God, new client, look at her. She's got a lot of it. I've got to run on time. I've got this lady next. Good.
It never goes away, that feeling, does it?
Get through it. It's a brilliant learning curve, and that's with anything really, isn't it? How long have we got, Chris?
So I'll say about 5 more minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
So if there's anything, does anyone have any questions while we're here actually? What we're going to do, in case you don't want to ask in front of everyone, we are going to set the guys up just so that you can have one-to-one conversations to find out. I think, obviously, last time you did bring some of your apprentices along, so could you sort of tell them about the sort of cycle of what that journey is
Yeah,
like?
we'd love to. Do you want to talk about that now?
Yes. So how an apprenticeship would work.
How the training is, or
Yeah.
So what to expect if you want to go through the program itself?
of joining a full-time apprentice, okay. So our guys at the moment, they work on the shop floor 4 days. They are learning on the job, so it's quite interesting because our 16-year-olds, they learn so quickly communication skills. You guys probably do a little bit more hands-on hair work, and I think this is where this relationship is going to work really well for us and for you guys, because it's given the opportunity of both worlds. I mean, the speed you guys can get through your college work, and whether it's MVQ can happen after.
Yeah.
So this one at the moment is VR. Cool, okay. Which is...
So for a question, for those guys after level 2, is either an apprentice,
Yeah.
or they could go to a salon with the view that they would have to train them.
Great, yeah, absolutely. So what would happen there with us guys is the school that we're opening in January. For the guys that are starting off as apprentices, so much to learn on the job. Phones, how to blow dry hair on the shop floor, how to mix up colour for the colourists. There's so much. Taking bills, booking appointments. That you're learning so much on the job. So at first it's 1 day a week of training, which is we rent a salon on a Monday at the moment, but it will be in our own space. And the other 4 days you're on the shop floor. But it's not, we try to get our apprentices to hold hair as much as possible. We say, get the jobs done, get the towels done, you know, make the shop look presentable, and get out here and hold this hair for Jimmy who's blow drying right now. Or because what's amazing is when you're watching hair, and this is what my old manager, when I first started, he said, right, you're not here to be a cleaner, you're here to be a hairdresser. Get the jobs done and get out there and watch some hair. And I'd be like, what, just stand here and watch? I was like, what am I watching? And he was like, just stand there and watch. Watch what they're doing. Watch how their fingers move. Watch the angle of their fingers. Watch where they lift their fingers. Look where they pull their fingers down. And I'm doing this thinking, yeah, okay, I don't know anything about this. And then my first training day came, and my teacher, Darren, was like, right, this is how you're going to use the brush. And I thought, oh, God, yeah, I've seen so-and-so do that. Oh, okay, I can relate. Right, got me through my blow drying. Right, you're now cutting. I want you to watch Sophie do a line over there. She's doing a pure line, and she might do some longer layers. Watch how she does it. And watch her scissor action. The bottom blade is the only one that sits still. The top blade's the only one that moves. Oh, okay. My manager would say, take your scissors home with you, rest them on your finger, do that until the bottom blade doesn't move. Okay, yeah, all right. That doesn't really make sense. Monday would come round, same as our apprentices. Right, we're training today, we're going to work on your one length line. You're going to comb the hair in your fingers, and you're going to cut it, and you're going to cut. And I thought, oh, I can do the blade bit now, it's easy, I can cut straight lines. That's why he's told me to do it. But it's important that you guys are watching as much as possible. So, you know, you are going to be, if you're working on the shop floor in Open, like any salon, you need to be, if Mrs. Smith's coffee runs out over there, would you like another latte, Mrs. Smith? Yes, please, that'd be lovely. Grab the coffee with the water, no problem, thank you so much. And your eyes need to be everywhere. But where that will help you when you qualify is when you've got 2 clients with 2 root tints on, with 2 timers on, and you're cutting hair, and you're looking around going, right, apprentice needs to be free to take off that colour, that clock's just gone off right, I'm just going to run on time. Can you phone my next client to the next apprentice and let them know, you learn to multitask. When I first started hairdressing, I really struggled with someone coming up to me going, someone said to me, John, can you shampoo my lady's hair? And in my head I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I need to make Robin's lady a coffee, we're short of towels and this bottle of shampoo's run out and James has asked me to shampoo. What do? You delegate it. Yes, no problem, I'll be right with you, James. Charlotte, would you mind just filling up this shampoo bottle and organising someone to make the cappuccino for Robin's lady? Yep, no problem. You've already learned. You're learning, you know, a lot of people can't do that without shop floor experience. And you can see the people that do, they get very flustered, it's all on their head, oh, what do I do? And they're trying to do it all. It's a team, isn't it? It's a team effort, and that's why some salons work so well as a team. So if you are in the shop, you will be expected to, if there's hair on the floor, sweep. If someone's coffee is finished, replace that coffee with a still water or a sparkling, whatever they want. But you won't be hanging out the back when you've got time. You'll be holding hair for Ben. If he's diffusing hair, he'll have you holding a clip to lift the roots, so you're watching. You know, there's a lot to learn. It's a shame we haven't got any of our apprentices here today. We did last time, didn't we? And even they will sit here and go, wow, I'm 19 years of age and I've learnt a lot. And they're great with people. So.
Could you just tell the guys about retail?
Yeah. That's a really good point, actually. It's such a...
They haven't got onto that.
Great. Yeah. Well, it's something we're doing, retail, something we're really working on at the moment, because if you go to a salon, you might go to Boots and buy a shampoo, and that's fine. But if you went to, say, MAC, and you were buying some makeup, they've got great service in there, haven't they? Someone comes up to you and says, well, look, let me work with this with your skin or what. I only know if I go in there with my partner. But, you know, the same for our industry. If someone's sitting there, I had to chat to Molly the other day. She's walked up to the product shelf, she's put 3 drops of oil on her hair, put it back up, walked over to her client and put it on. And I said, that client cannot blow dry hair as good as you, and you haven't recommended a product. So, you know, she needs all the help she can get. She needs, sorry John, it won't happen again. She knows she hasn't, it's part of the service. If you went to a salon, and how good does it feel when you're going to get a nice haircut somewhere and they go, you haven't been to a salon, I can see that you said. Your day will come. come to Open. But part of what makes you feel so special is, I'm using this shampoo on your hair today. This has got 7 featherlight oils in it, which is great for your hair because it's quite fine individually, so you don't want to weigh the hair down. And it's really going to add a really nice shine to your new tint that we've just put on your hair. And they're lying there going, not only is this a great head massage, they're using brilliant products on my hair, I can't wait to come back here. Then when you blow dry their hair at the front, I'm using this oil, it's by Bumble and Bumble, it's by Davines, and it's really going to hydrate the hair, and I'm also going to use this heat protection spray to make sure the heat from this dryer doesn't damage your hair. How professional. How they're covering every area. Well, that's a lot of heat, there's smoke coming off. Oh, but they've told me they're using heat protection. That's fine. The steam doesn't matter, which it doesn't. It is being protected by the products. If you would like any of the products that I've used today, I strongly recommend this one. You use 3 pumps when your hair is wet after you've shampooed it. Just make sure you comb the products through for even distribution. Have a lovely day. If you need me for anything, please let me know. How professional, you need to follow it through, and if that person doesn't want to buy the product, great, that's fine. But even if they don't, they've still enjoyed what you've used on their hair, and they've still had a better experience from it, and it's prescribed for them. And we always say when we sell a product, if you don't like this product, please bring it back, we will refund it, but I really recommend it for your hair. And we do that because we believe in what we're recommending. There's not enough money in retail. I think we sold, it was about 50, 60,000 pounds worth of products. I think the profit wasn't even 4,000 when we looked at it, over the amount we'd sold. So for us to be a pushy salon, well, we make money through cutting and colouring. We're not going to jeopardise a relationship with someone because we're forcing products on them. But at the same time, you need to do your job properly and recommend what you recommend. And I quite often, if there's been times where I'll recommend a range that we don't use. I really recommend this Red Chem product. We don't stock it here, but I'll write it down for you. And that client goes, I love this guy, he's genuine.
It's an icebreaker as well, isn't it? If you haven't got the chat, but you've got your knowledge in that product, smell it, touch it, feel it, you're getting that interaction with your clients, which is really important.
I mean, Abby was a client of ours, wasn't she?
Yeah, and honestly, if you take anything away today, it's their passion. They are so passionate, it's brilliant. Without a doubt.
Oh, it is. It is definitely that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always felt, she's a client, such a special client. The minute, and both of them have done my hair, and several other people in the salon. The minute you sit down in that chair, they focus on you, and just the way they talk through everything with you. You feel, I've never had that in a salon before. It's a real USP you've got there, because you really do talk to your clients as they're the only one there that they've seen that day. But they've seen 8, 10 people, but you feel so special when you leave. It's amazing, but their passion, just take that away, bottle it, we could sell it. It'd be so good.
Oh, that's brilliant. Is there anything else anyone want? It could be anything, there's no silly questions. Hello.
I'd just like to say thank you so much. I'm one of the tutors.
Oh.
I've got headmasters, I work for headmasters.
Do you? Wow, amazing.
I know Ollie.
Yeah, oh, you know Ollie?
Oh.
Yeah.
And I've got Green's background for
Yeah.
years. Not today, just 1 or 2.
So is it Andrew Barton now is with you guys, isn't
So
it?
he's the director at the moment.
Yeah, he's great.
We've got a lot of people
Yeah,
working there, and we have the academy as well.
yeah.
And thank you so much, because you just reinforced, I think, everything that I've been always
Oh, pleasure.
bragging about before.
Oh, we love
My
it.
learners, that is so important too. It's not about how well you cut in their hair,
Yeah.
it's about being there.
It's an experience.
once you're
It is,
there.
yeah.
Oh,
And COVID has taught you something so much that
Thanks for the
everything that's sort of closed in COVID, you can never be without your hairdresser or your beautician. You've chosen an industry that is going to be here forever.
Yeah.
And when we speak to our apprentices, we say you've got such a great opportunity. You're never going to have, you can get everything delivered to your door, but you can't get your hair done or your nails or whatever. So it's such a great industry you've chosen, and COVID definitely taught us that.
wow. Because British hairdressing has got the best reputation in the world. It really has. So.
So, and also, I'm disappointed my level 2 guys are not here, because I do actually actually have a young lad that works in the salon near your way at Abbott's Lane.
Okay, yeah.
And he would, well, both of, I think all that group would really have benefited, but I think it's been recorded.
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, we can. We'd love to chat with you know.
The same thing on BBC.
Yeah.
No, thank you for the feedback as well. I mean, I know we're running over a bit, but our next, you know, our biggest thing at the moment is working on education again, and because we've all worked behind the chair, and, you know, one for Open to Grow, we've realised, okay, we need to put so much into the next generation of Open, and that's why we're just getting our new academy. But, you know, to work alongside the college, for you guys to be able to get the opportunity you do and work alongside, you know, with our salons, it is fantastic, because also for weekend courses, we are going to be doing Sunday courses at the academy, and we're offering, it's going to be a discounted price with any college students. And if now and again you just want to touch base and you want to go, right, I want to work on a classic graduated bob, how do I get this perfect? You know, we're going to supply the head block. It's going to be all in price, and you can come in and you can do a day of just graduated bob. And that's, the guys we've got, they're all ex-Phillips Sassoon. The teachers that we've got, they, you know, I'm not trying to steal business from Sassoon, but you don't need to go to London, is what I'm saying. And no, we're
Once they get in the industry, they will know, like,
Oh.
we have like, when you hear the name Phillips Sassoon.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
I mean, there's still, I think once travel starts happening again, that's why Sassoon has struggled recently, because their business is built on, you know, overseas education. And when I was there, it was a lot of Japanese students, a lot of Russian students. There wasn't so many students that actually lived in the UK as much, and they were only doing a few day courses. There was a lot of Japanese students doing 6-month courses that would stay over. So that, you know,
They struggle with it.
they have, yeah, they really have.
I think there's one thing I want to say that what we covered on this morning about we were speaking to someone about working, like they wanted to work in like a convenience store because it paid them quite good money as well as doing a course here, but try and get yourself into a hair salon, and you know, and you know, the pay is not amazing, but what it comes with is that extra knowledge and learning that you can get, and you're getting paid for it as well, and that will take you so much further. Like, you know, you just don't think about all the money now. Try and think about, okay, it's going to be in the long run, and this is the marathon. Exactly, and it will do. And I remember when I first started my apprenticeship, and like I said, I was 23, and all my mates are going, "You're being mugged off with that money. Like, you shouldn't be paid." You know, they're all on good money, and I was like, "Boys, one day it's going to pay off." And 10 years later, we own salons and academy, and to think how quick that's happened because of the passion of putting everything I could into it.
Yeah, and I think like what you said, Ben, like you didn't know when you asked to get your foot in the door, and you didn't care about not getting paid.
It was free work.
That's something that I would say, because you know, coming up Christmas salons always want something.
Totally, guys. It's
and I thought that was very.
That's a good point. And just enjoy being out of your comfort zone. I keep saying it. You got them nervous feelings of going into a shop. You got to do it. It will help you get to the next step. Amazing. All right, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Good to see you.
Just before we will head off, I just want to say you've all been really great today, so thank you, and obviously thank you to you guys for delivering the talk. Just in case you do want to have any questions or have a sort of sit-down chat, we are going to have the guys here for a little bit of time as well. And did you find it today, sorry?
Yes.
Yes? Where can we go?
Just outside the salon, we've got pension salon.
Okay, cool. So we'll just be outside the salon. Obviously, take on board work experience. Obviously, that's what the GAP team's here to support with. Go on the website, book a one-to-one, and any opportunities you're looking for in salons, we can then support you with, okay?
Right.
But, make
Thank
sure
you,
put
guys.
register down so you get GAP hours as well.
Thank you so much, guys. Cheers.
That was good.